Well, it's official, folks. Today we got a brand new Prime Minister, and his name is Mr. Mark Carney. And you know what? I hope he does well. I hope he really does well. As a lifelong liberal, I hope he does well. And I think that he's off to a good start. He really is off to a good start. You see, obviously, there's a reason why Mark Carney got elected by the Liberals in a landslide victory. He's got all the qualifications. If you don't believe me, just look it up. But what really got me going, it really made me smile, it really made me happy, was that his first major act was to get rid of the controversial and the downright hated carbon tax that really, in my personal opinion, ruined Justin Trudeau's career, ruined his love as prime minister. Obviously, the convoy clowns didn't like him during his handling of the pandemic, but then again, neither did any far right-wing lunatics of any country around the world. Now, here's the problem that Pierre Pole Dancer has been having. He is if I can compare Pierre Pole Dancer to anything, it would be like early mixed martial arts in the UFC. You see, in politics, you got to be just like an MMA fighter. You got to be well-rounded. You got to know your boxing. You got to know your jiu-jitsu. You got to know your wrestling. Pole dancer is like Tank Abbott. And that is the only thing that he got going for him is that he knows how to punch. In other words, he has built for the past, 3 years now, especially the past 2, he has built his political campaign, all on one thing. And I am so sick and tired. I was so sick and tired from day one of him being on the computer, being on TV, being on radio, being on social media. I'm going to axe the tax, axe the tax, axe the tax, axe. Wait a minute, what did he do? He axed the tax? Mad. So now, what is he going to know? What does he do? He immediately goes on, he's scrambling now, he's scrambling because, Mark Carney did the one thing that Polyev said he was going to do, and that was axe the tax. So now he's panicking, he's scrambling to try to figure out what he can do next, what bullshit he could spin now, what lies he could really pull out. Now, he's made the false claim. What has he done? Well, first of all, he called the Liberals a gang. Funny. This is the same guy that was hanging around with Jeremy McKenzie, the guy that is responsible for this, Diagolon, who's openly a neo-Nazi and a far right-wing conspiracy theorist and a white supremacist. But yeah, Polyev likes to hang out with those people, but the Liberals are a gang, sure, right. Now, he has gone on, and the first thing he says is that, this is just a political ploy. This is just a political ploy by the Liberals. I mean, it's the same thing again and again. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if he gets elected, if the Liberals get elected for a fourth time? I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to bring back the tax, and they're going to do it twice as hard, taking away more money from Canadians. What would be the point of doing that, Pierre? Honest to God, what would be the point? You really think that this is just a political strategy? You can't really... Oh, God. The guy really just has no idea. This is what he's doing now. He's panicking. He's built his entire campaign about how he's going to axe the tax, hoping that hoping that the pissed off Canadians, especially the friggin' right-wing inbred hillbilly Albertans that don't know reason from cabbage, will vote for him to make him the prime minister so he could axe the tax. But then again, he never really did have much of a well-rounded idea when it came to his political ideologies. He never really knew what he was going to do when it came to campaign promises that he said he was going to keep. He only just said he was going to axe the tax. All right, you're going to axe the tax. And then I'm going to clean up the streets and clear up the crime. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Not to mention the fact that you're always don't want to mention the fact that you want to take away Social Security, you want to take away dental rights, you want to make sure that insulin all goes through the roof. You want to axe the tax. You want to save Canadians money by axing the tax, but you want to make them pay through the nose for health benefits. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there, Pierre. That makes a lot of sense. So let's just, I remember, it says, I wonder what Pierre's going to bitch about now that the taxes got it. Well, don't worry. Knowing Pierre Pole Dancer, he's definitely going to come up with something to bitch about. He always does. He always does. Like here it is now. If it rains out, he's going to be complaining that it's not sunny. If it's sunny out, he's going to be complaining that it's not snowing. So, Mr. Carney, my new Prime Minister, I'll be voting for you in the next election because I don't trust beady-eyed Pierre Polyev. My old man used to have a saying about people like Polyev. He used to say there's two types of men in the world, Travis, that you never ever trust. You never trust a man whose ass is wider than his shoulders, and you never trust a man whose eyes is too close to his nose. Now I tell you, take a look at Pierre. I don't think his ass is that wide, but you can definitely see where his eyes are.